Hi, Professor. I'm Zihui. Look over the whole section of our class. The main subject is to tell what a good leader can do himself and what a good leader can do for others. So in this presentation, I want to talk about what I find important to build a good leadership. And this is my agenda. I want to talk about in two aspects: set the example, make a better future, effective leadership, and improvement plan. First, in chapter 4, we learned how to set example as a leader. And there are two important elements, which are living the shared values and teaching others to model the values. Regarding to live the shared values, leaders stand for their organization's image. And here I would like to use a similar example happened recently. Activision Blizzard, the developer and publisher of mega franchises like World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Call of Duty, is in crisis. California Department of Fair Employment and Housing filed suit against Activision Blizzard on July 20th, 2021 for 10 violations of state employment law. This followed a 2-year investigation of the company's workplace practices. California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing report from that investigation dated June 24th, 2021 found that Activision Blizzard discriminated against female employees in terms and conditions of employment, including compensation, assignment, promotion, termination, constructive discharge, and retaliation. The investigation also found that Activision Blizzard female employees were subject to sexual harassment, and that the company's leadership failed to take all reasonable steps to prevent unlawful discrimination, harassment, or retaliation. After a series of bad news and lackluster responses from the company's stock price decreases over 12%. As the organization's figure, the leaders of Blizzard set a bad example, and the result is obvious that the company not only lost the reputation but also lost the people, the employees. And on the other hand, I clearly realize another significant role of a leader for an employee. Based on my own experience in the work, leaders coach others at the same time improve themselves in a way. And in chapter 5, the learning outcome focuses on how to make a better future for a company as a leader. The professional concept defines it as envisioning the future. There are also two necessary steps to realize it, which are imagining the possibilities and finding a common purpose. In short, the leaders have to make changes rather than constantly repeating the old vision. While I was in primary school, my teacher always said that if you wanted to make progress or you would like to get higher grades, you must review what you learn every day and look over what you will learn in advance. In other words, that is reflecting on your past and prospecting the future. In fact, attending to the present is also very important. After beginning to work in the company, I finally find those words have greater impact on improving the leadership. Only seriously thinking about the present, you can have a wider look on the future to draw a unique picture for the company. I like a sentence Patty mentioned in her TED Talk that a solitary fantasy can transform a million realities. For my current accounting firm, maybe because of specificity of accounting job, my boss tends to go through traditional work paths and pays more attention on pursuing to earn more profit. However, for technology industry focusing on developing new technologies, this decides if the company is able to be at the top of the ranking in the next generation. In my opinion, regarding to coming out a successful product, except for the big contribution from these employees in different departments, and effective leadership also play an irreplaceable role. If the leaders do not listen deeply to others, do not make a climate change, do not take the risks, or do not trust their employees, nothing would happen. Under my work environment, I have seen so many people choose to be quiet when the management asks if they have any suggestions for doing better. However, I know they actually have useful advice because I heard they talk about it after the work. The reason why they do not say anything is that there won't be any changes if they speak out, in my view. In my company, ask for suggestions is just like a meaningless transition for the leaders. They look like they are willing to accept others. Um, they look um, they look like they are willing to accept others' advice, but they never put those into practice. I guess there may be a lot of similar companies and leaders. Like I mentioned before, leaders sometimes meet the difficulties that they have to make a choice whether to take risks or not. I think it is like a gambling. If they win, reputation and benefit will be received into their pockets. Otherwise, they would lose their current position. For leaders, taking risks also means they put their bet on the employees. Relatively, incentives and a safe environment are the priorities to do the risky jobs. In one of our former discussion questions, I saw my classmate shared her experience and make a comparison with her boyfriends. Um, she stated that in her boyfriend's company, her supervisor wanted to implement new guidelines for the current project, but there are few effects because of no incentives. In contrast, her company made a change successfully because the management promised to provide enough bonus for employees who make great contributions. Regarding to my leadership improvement plan, um, I think I would like to improve my professional skill first. For example, relationship building, agility and adaptability, decision making, conflict management, and critical thinking. Um, and I think the most priority is to build the relationship with employees, which is to reach the ultimate goal of completely trusting each other. In my opinion, the leader should not just look at the money. A harmony team decides the company's future as well as his own future in the long run. In conclusion, in order to be a good leader, it not only needs an individual to focus on himself, but also to pay more attention on others. Standing on another point, a good leader is able to manage internal control and external control at the same time. People are always the main factor to influence a leader's decision. Use causes and Posner's sentence, no leader has ever gotten anything extraordinary done by working. So, and this is all my final presentation. Thank you for hearing.